Hi, I'm Vanessa from speakenglishwithvanessa.com. Are you ready to speak English fast? Let's do it. Sometimes it seems like native English speakers are speaking ridiculously fast, and usually they are speaking fast. In fact, the University of Lyon in France did a study about these 10 languages, and they tested the speed of each language. Can you guess which one was the fastest language? English? Nope, Japanese. What was the second fastest language? English? Nope, Spanish. Then French, then Italian, and number 5 was English. Today, I'm going to help you to speak fast English. A couple months ago, I made a video about how to speak fast English. You can check it out up here. And one of the concepts that we talked about was reductions. So today we're going to dig deeper into this concept, and I hope that by the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to use these reductions and speak quickly. But what is a reduction? A reduction is when you take 1, 2, or 3 words, cut out some sounds, and then combine them to create a faster word. By the end of this lesson, I hope you'll be able to use the top 4 reductions in English plus 1 bonus one. Are you ready? Let's get started. I want to introduce each reduction with a question. So for our first reduction, my question is, after you watch this lesson, what are your plans? For me, I could say, after this lesson, I am going to take a walk. When we talk about the future in English, we have 2 options. We can use will, I will take a walk, or I am going to take a walk. But is that the fastest way to say this sentence, I am going to take a walk? No. First, let's make a contraction out of the first 2 words. I am becomes I'm. I'm, and then the next 2 words is our first reduction. We can say, I'm gonna take a walk. What happened to the word to here? I'm gonna take a walk. The word to simply changed into a. I'm gonna take a walk. Make sure that when you use this reduction, you do not say, I'm gonna to take a walk, because we've already used the to when we change it into a. I'm gonna take a walk. Now I have a couple sentences that I'd like you to say out loud with me. Can you repeat these out loud with me? I'm gonna take a walk. He's gonna make a presentation. They're gonna bake a cake. Let's make those sentences negative. I'm not gonna take a walk. He's not gonna give a presentation. They're not gonna bake a cake. For reduction number 2, I have a question. Where is your dream location to visit? There are a lot of wonderful places in the world, but for me, I'm gonna say that I want to visit Norway. Is this the fastest way to say this sentence? I want to visit Norway? No. Let's make a lovely reduction and say, I wanna visit Norway. What happened to the word to here? Does this look familiar? The word to changed to a. I wanna visit Norway. The same as before, make sure that you do not say, I wanna to visit Norway. Nope, we've already changed the to into a. So you can simply say, I wanna visit Norway. You probably know that in English, we need the subject and the verb to agree. So that means we can say, I want, she wants. There needs to be an S at the end. So can we use this reduction when we change the subject? Can we say, she wanna visit Norway? No. Because of that S, we need to include it. She wants to visit Norway. We need to add that S. Now I have a few sentences that I want you to say out loud with me. Are you ready? I wanna visit Norway. They wanna come over today. If you'd like to know some other ways to use the word come, check out my video up here so that you can use that naturally. Let's make these sentences negative. I don't want to visit Norway. I don't know who would say that because that's kind of crazy. Who doesn't want to visit Norway? But let's say that negatively. I don't want to visit Norway. They don't want to come over to my house. For reduction number 3, I have a question. What do you need to do to improve your English skills? What do you need to do? There's a lot of things you could do, but if you wanna improve your English skills, you might say, I have to study every day. Is this the fastest way to say this sentence? I have to study every day. No. Let's make a reduction with the words have and to. I have to study every day. You might notice that when I wrote this out, the V changes to an F, but this is just because that's what it sounds like. When we use these reductions, they're always in spoken English or in really informal writing like a text message. So the way that you write it isn't so important. This isn't for formal papers or formal exams. So I wrote that F just to remind you that it does sound like an F. I have to study English every day. What happened to that little word to? Can you guess? I bet you can. You are an expert in this now. The word to becomes a. I have to study English every day. What about if we change the subject? I have to study. She has to study. The word she needs to agree with the verb has. She has. He has. Can we make this reduction? She has to study? Yeah, that's great. That's no problem. You can say, I have to study, she has to study, we have to study. Now I have a few sentences that I'd like you to say with me. I have to study English every day. You have to take the test. She has to call her mom. Let's make them negative. I don't have to study every day. You don't have to take the test. She doesn't have to call her mom. What's happening here with the verb conjugation? Do you see that the word have is conjugated the same way for each of these? That's because we have the word do. The verb do has been added to these sentences, and that means that we conjugate the first verb. I don't. You don't. She doesn't. This makes it beautifully grammatically correct. For reduction number 4, I have a question. Before you cook a meal, what do you need to do? Before you cook a meal, what do you need to do? Well, before I cook a meal, I have got to go to the grocery store. I have got to buy some groceries. Groceries are food that you get at the store, but is this the fastest way to say this sentence? I have got to buy some groceries? No. Let's say, I gotta buy some groceries. I gotta buy some groceries. The full verb phrase, I have got to, is extremely strong in English. We rarely use this because it's so strong. You might use this for life or death situations. You have got to wear a seatbelt. You have got to look both ways when you cross the street. But for daily life, for buying groceries, we don't need to use that strong expression. So we can reduce this to say, I gotta buy groceries, and it makes it much less strong, but it still shows something that you need to do. What in the world is happening with these verbs? I have got to buy some groceries. I gotta buy some groceries. Well, let's review some of the things that we've talked about. Often the word to becomes a. I gotta. So we have the word to changing to that sound. But what's happening with have? It's gone, completely gone. But here it is implied. The word implied means that we know it's there, we need it to be grammatically correct, but we don't say it. This is something that's implied or understood. When something's implied, for example, maybe you tell your boyfriend, I want you to tell me I love you more often. And he says, oh, well, I spend time with you, I help to cook meals with you. Of course I love you. I'm doing these things with you. My love is implied. My love is understood. I don't need to say it because you already know it. Maybe that's not okay with you. You still want him to say it, but that's the idea of implied. It's understood. You know it's there, but you don't necessarily see it or hear it. So you can naturally say, I gotta buy groceries. But what about if you change the subject? We've talked about the subject and the verb agreeing. Could you say, he gotta wake up early? No. Because we have the full verb phrase, he has got to wake up early, we need to include that S. This is similar to what we talked about with once. Here we need to say, he's gotta wake up early. So when we use gotta, the have part or the has is not implied, it's added. He's gotta wake up early. You can still use gotta, but you need that S. He's gotta wake up early. Let's say a few sentences together so that you can practice gotta. I gotta buy some groceries. What's happening with this pronunciation? In the middle of the word, there are two T's. These T's are going to change to a D sound in American English. This is a typical concept in American English that when you have a T and a vowel on both sides, the T is going to sound like a D. I gotta buy some groceries. This is the same for the word water, sweater, better. If you'd like to know some other concepts about how to use an American accent, you can click on this video up here. We go into depth into 5 specific things that you can do to sound more like an American English speaker. So let's say that sentence together. I gotta buy some groceries. You gotta chew with your mouth closed. It's considered polite. He's gotta wake up early. He's gotta. Let's see if we can make these sentences negative. Can you say, I don't gotta buy some groceries? Some people say this, but it's not considered proper English, so I don't recommend using this. Instead, when you want to use gotta in the negative form, we need to use the word need. I don't need to buy some groceries. You don't need to chew with your mouth closed. Maybe because there's no one else in the room, so they don't care. He doesn't need to wake up early. Let's go on to one final bonus reduction. My question for you is, what are you doing right now? What are you doing right now as you're watching this lesson? You might say, I'm trying to improve my pronunciation. I'm trying to improve my pronunciation. Is this the fastest way to say this sentence? Nope, nope, nope. You can say, I'm trying to improve my pronunciation. I'm trying to improve my pronunciation. Let's review some of those concepts we talked about to figure out what is happening with this reduction. The word to is going to change to trying to. But why is there an N added here? You might notice that with gonna and wanna, we've added an N and it just sounds and feels a little bit more natural to link those together. I'm trying to improve my pronunciation. You can't say I'm trya. It doesn't feel and sound as smooth. So we need to say I'm trying to improve my pronunciation. This is definitely for fast English, so if you're speaking slowly or kind of thinking about what you're saying, it's best to use the full expression, I'm trying to improve my pronunciation. In fact, that's the same for all of these reductions. If you need to speak slowly or you're not sure what you're going to say, you're taking your time, make sure to use the full expression. You don't want to say, I'm gonna. It's best to say, I'm going to. It feels more natural if you're speaking slowly to not use the reduction because the purpose of these reductions is to speak fast. So let's practice with try not. Can you say these sentences with me? I'm trying to improve my pronunciation. She's trying to take a nap. Do you see how all of those words are linked together? Trying to take a nap. She's trying to take a nap. They're trying to find their dog. They're trying to find their dog. When you use these reductions, it's great to link the words together quickly. Let's make these sentences negative. I'm not trying to improve my pronunciation, okay? She's not trying to take a nap. They're not trying to find their dog because he's right there. All right, did you get some pronunciation practice during this lesson? I hope so. Let's do a quick review, and I'd like you to say these sentences out loud to practice your pronunciation and practice these natural reductions. I'm gonna study English every day. I wanna improve my speaking skills. I have to practice with Vanessa. I gotta remember these tips. I'm trying to use them right now. That was a fun pronunciation practice. I hope that you can take these principles and use them in your daily life when you use English. So now I have a question for you. Let me know in the comments, what is something that you gotta do tomorrow? Write a sentence using gotta. I gotta go to work. I gotta exercise. I gotta pick up my mom from the airport. What's something that you gotta do? Thanks so much for learning English with me, and I'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye! The next step is to download my free ebook, 5 Steps to Becoming a Confident English Speaker. You'll learn what you need to do to speak confidently and fluently. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more free lessons. Thanks so much. Bye.